Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. I've got a roast on the stove. I'm cooking down some beef. I'm going to make some taters and carrots. Um, and then I'm going to make that into what I call beer gravy because I do use beer with my roasts. So I started my roast this morning with 1 can of beer and a half a cup of very strong coffee. And then I put in my container of chicken broth. So it's been cooking along and it's about time to take it out, put the taters and the carrots in there, cook them down, take them out, and then start my gravy for that way. When we get our plate of meat and our veggies there, we can just drizzle some of that over top of it. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this quick. Like I said, I have the stove going on, and my dogs are really good. My girls are super good. I mean, you can leave food sitting out. They don't do it. But there's always that one chance maybe the cat jumps up on the counter, the dog knocks something into the stove, and that worries me. So I'm sitting out here and I'm going, because I really don't like to leave it the way I have today, but I'm going to because this is important. It is so cool this morning. When I got up, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. I walked outside and it was almost a morning of me making a cup of hot grandma's cocoa. My grandma used to make homemade cocoa, and to me, it's my favorite. You know what? I still might do that. So, with winter bearing down on us, if you are in a place where you deal with winter weather, ice, snow, uh, we the past 2 winters we've had times of vortex winters. Those are ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Year before last was worse than last year, but last year we had that turn where it got super super down, and I almost lost Lily. And God, if she would have died, I would have been so upset because I love this little goat so much. I mean, I loved Orchid too, don't get me wrong, but Lily and I have a connection. And after sitting in there with her and Orchid last winter, feeding her slivers of oranges to get her vitamin C and her sugar up so that way she could stand up, and I did it all through fruits and vegetables. So we do know that just in case, I have to make sure I have fresh oranges. I have to make sure I have fresh apples, bananas, grapes, carrots, all of that stuff, because that's really important to her and her well being. Um, she prefers to stay in the barn. It drives me nuts. I don't want her in there all the time, but that's where she prefers to be. Now, once we get the fencing up, which I still haven't heard anything from the neighbors, so I guess I have to send him a certified letter to let him know that I will start putting a fence up. I was going to give him the option, do you want to participate in the fence? Do you want to participate on what we're going to do here with the footer? And he has refused. So at this point in time, I will draw up a letter, have it notarized, and then we will send it through certified mail, which is absolutely ridiculous because he lied about the property line and what he was doing on it and what he had intended to do on it. Now I'm the bad guy because I had surveyors come out and show the true line that he had lied. So I'm the bad guy. I'm good with that. I'm the bad guy a lot. You know why? Because I don't follow people. I just, I'm not a follower. I am not a follower. I don't get trapped in that position of I shouldn't say what I feel because it might hurt someone's feelings. I won't say it in a manner that is that way, but I'm not going to lie. That's just who I am. I'm a very direct, to the point kind of person. Um, I would never do well in the Trump administration because the first time he said something stupid, I would let him know. And this is the problem right now with MAGA. Okay. MAGA base followers are not realizing they are in the biggest coup of all right now. We just found out about influencers in Russia. We're finding that, that the Trump and the conspiracies of QAnon are all kind of just mixing in. So we're going to connect the dots right now. Okay. I'm tired of this. The Trump tax and tariff plan will destroy our economy. It will cause much problems with the American people. Inflation will go crazy. Okay? Your taxes will be nuts. There are so many problems with Trump's financial program for this country if he wins. I don't think you're thinking. I just don't think you're thinking. If it What they are doing is making it impossible for you to understand what actually needs to happen in our country when it comes to taxes, tariffs, and plans for the working class. Because I'm going to tell you something, Trump is not for you. He doesn't care. He wants to get all of his supporters who are million billionaires, give them the tax breaks, and you're going to pay for it. I'm just saying, you really need to follow some decent economists that will tell you that Trump's plan is devastating, absolutely devastating. I heard an influencer say, well, Kamala's plan is going to destroy our country. No, it's pretty much the same thing that we're going through right now. We're trying to get a control over inflation. We're trying to give people tax breaks. We're trying to do this. And Trump's plan is crazy. He still tells you, and you still believe him, that if he puts tariffs on goods coming in, that it doesn't affect you. That's a lie. They want to make it so that you can't afford to buy those products and you have to pay for the higher products that are made here in the United States. Very simple plan across the board. But what I want to ask is, why are conservatives and Republicans endorsing Harris, stepping way far back from MAGA, like, we don't want anything to do with this? Because it's crazy. It's crazy. There's no plan. We are the melting pot. We have different people. We have different cultures, religions, ethnicities. Why do you not want to make it good for everyone? I don't get that. But let's connect some dots real quick, because I'm going to tell you something. QAnon, Musk, um, all these influencers. I can't remember the name of it. I didn't even write it down. But I want to talk about Donald Trump mentioning Venezuela a lot lately. Have you noticed that? If you watched him talk with Musk, he was saying, yes, we need to go to Venezuela. It's much better now. And it's blah, blah, blah. Venezuela is under, I believe, an attack by their leader, Maduro's, because Gonzales won. Okay. And now he's wanting to put Gonzales in prison. He's got an arrest warrant for him. This is what Trump's plan is for our country. That was the plot that he had in 2020 when he did not win. Connect the dots. Trump is connecting Venezuela, okay, with his own attempt at 2020. If you don't believe it, I just don't know what to tell you. Um, there's also things that he has said about Orban from Turkey. He's a great leader. He's done great for his country. No, he has not. Okay. Then there's also there are other dots to connect. Venezuela and Turkey, Russia, of course, because God, he would probably kiss Putin's butt. if Putin bent over in front of him. North Korea, China, Israel. I believe that he has some works with Netanyahu. Netanyahu went to Mar-a-Lago. Connect the dots. Those are 6 countries that he wants to form an alliance with and take us away from NATO, and the other wonderful nations that are out there. Connect the dots. Figure out who's been duping you. What conspiracies have you been listening to that are not factual? I'm just saying. Connect the dots. He tells on himself. Okay? He told you he'd be a dictator for one day. If you look at Project 2025, he will be the criminal king, and then he'll probably be a monarchy because he'll bring in one of his children to try to take over then. I don't want a war for this country. I don't want a civil war. I want people to realize they've been duped. You got to understand, you are getting ready to fight a coup for 6 other countries within our country. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I don't know. I don't know how to get it to you. Elon Musk is putting crap out there that you should not be listening to. I honestly believe that he is the leader of QAnon. I that's what I believe. It's probably not true, but that's what I believe. I believe that he is as a whack job or more so than even Trump. Be careful out there when you're making your decisions. Connect your dots, but make sure that you're preparing, because no matter what happens, I don't think it's going to be nice. And I think that you should have extra food and extra personal care needs, extra medical. I don't talk about medical a whole lot because you know what you need. You know how to get hold of those things. I have just collected for so many years that I've got bins and bins and bins of this stuff. Get what you need because you might need it. Have a great day, all. Hugs from a distance.